when you say that the gaming community ruined this game's success, I mean, you know, I don't think that's entirely fair, but I think there is a lot of truth to it. If you're EA, you've got to kind of prepare for the market winds that you're sailing into and all that. And so they should have been prepared to counter, and they weren't. Really, at this point, all that gaming community that you're talking about has done is they've made it so they've actually made games worse, which is what they say they're trying to not do, because they have the charismatic grifters that make the videos that for whatever reason people respond to. People who haven't actually played this game will hate it just because they're sort of told to hate it. And so what does EA do next time? They don't make Stellar Blade. They just continue to sort of, you know, vanilla the fuck out of everything they work on and make sure that no one's going to have anything to complain about. They straight up ask you if you want transgender game options 1 hour in. You select yes or no. So all the people bitching invited it into their game. I don't even know what it asked, but this character apparently is the Barv trans character, and so far there's nothing. Not that that needs to be. I mean, to me, that's the equivalent of saying, "Do you want black people? Do you want black people in your game? We have a button that'll get the blacks out." That's the equivalent of it. But if that's what you're saying, I mean, I didn't even know that's what they were asking. The only thing I've come across so far, and again, I've seen that cutscene. It's terribly written and performed, the Barv thing. But the only thing I've even come across so far is when you're talking to characters and one of your multiple options is you can romance a character who is the same sex as your character. And you can just be like, oh, no thanks. You're like Chad in SNL. It's like, no thanks. And, you know, if that's not what you're into. The grifters who hate woke still streamed the game and played it to finish grifting how bad the game was. So yeah, they didn't like it, but played it for views and ad revenue equals a grift, yeah. Avowed Dev said they're making the game really woke to upset Elon and Grums. Well, I don't know. I mean, I know what you're talking about, Eddie. I know the art director was basically pushing back because Elon got upset and Grums got upset that there are, God forbid, pronouns in that you can select, or maybe not even select, in Avowed. And so the art director got pissed off, and the community manager shut her account down. But I don't know, you know, the game's almost done, so I don't really, you know, that may have just been sort of a pissy kind of statement. But I mean, again, you know, I mean, it's... And I agree, Morgan, when you say, oh my God, again with this. I know, but this is the news of the day. You know, I mean, this is sort of what happens in the gaming world right now. We're still talking games. I'm still playing lots of games. We're still doing game design discussions, but these are the people that, you know, are influencing something. Don't know why. Don't know why, but they are. I mean, imagine how unsuccessful you have to be that you're willing to go, you know what I'll do then? My game wasn't working out. So you know what I'll do? I'll build a whole career about bitching about stuff that I find woke. Really? God, that must suck for you. I'm not trying to be like reverse psychology the guy. I'm just saying it's like, Jesus, man. Just go make some shit if you don't like it. There's a lot to like out there. I mean, here's what I'll grant you. If you're watching me play this game, I get that you would look at this game and say, well, this doesn't seem like a Game of the Year contender, and it may not be. It probably isn't for most people. But I've been playing this now on stream for a little over an hour. Are you seriously looking at this and going, this looks like utter shit and it's crap? Like, I mean, really? I mean, that's okay. It's your opinion. That's fine. But like, how can you, I mean, it's fun. It's a fun, solid game. And I get the argument of like, hey, I don't have time for just fun enough. There's so much to play. I respect that. But it's like, you know, if it's not your favorite game, don't play it, but it's not shit. Now, by the way, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I am curious, Nick, when you say you think it looks mediocre. So what, if somebody was in the market for an action RPG not Baldur's Gate, not a turn-based RPG, like an action game. Like, you know, like what you're seeing here, but there's still stats and a big story and characters and a party to build and all that. If this one's mediocre, which one would you suggest they play? Like, which one does it really well that is still relatively modern enough that would still scratch that itch? I mean, Elden Ring doesn't do that. Elden Ring's my favorite game of all time, but Elden Ring's not this. Elden Ring doesn't have anywhere near close to this kind of combat. Elden Ring's combat is much more, I would say, tactical and measured. You know, this is much more hack and slash. Okay, so Morgan says Rebirth does it better. Okay, that's fair. That seems probable. Honestly, what pushed me away from Rebirth, and I played the demo, was just I read some reviews and stuff, and people were saying it's phenomenal, but it is so fucking long. I mean, people were saying it's like, my God, this thing, and it's the second part. I didn't even play the first part. So it's kind of, yes, Elden Ring is a better game than this, for me personally, yes. But this scratches a very different itch. That's like comparing, you know, a fine, you know, whatever, 3-star meal, I don't know how they do meals, to like a really solid, slightly above McDonald's dinner. It's like they both have places in your life. All right, well, speaking of places in my life, the place I have to go is back to the grocery store. So, but I will be here Thanksgiving morning, California time, which is like 9 o'clock my time, for a Thanksgiving stream. So if you want to hang out with us, and we'll probably play some games, talk, I'll show you some cool stuff. It's going to be very chill and hang out, something to do to celebrate the holiday and hang out with everybody and fuck around for an hour and a half or whatever. So if you're bored or you got nothing to do or everybody's still sleeping, whatever it is you're doing on Thanksgiving, we'll be here. And hopefully we will see you guys really, really soon. All right, but for now I got to go prep that. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you soon, hopefully. Be well, be safe, and if I don't talk to you until, have a great Thanksgiving.